What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and Packers fans got a special mock draft episode for you today. We're going to have two separate mock drafts, a doubleheader, if you will, for the Packers here. 7 rounds, of course. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the PFF mock simulator, but we're going to kind of go sensible or maybe predictive with one, and then we're going to enter a little bit of chaos mode and get really fun with the second one. So 2 mock drafts. Should be a fun time. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's dive into it. All right, guys, here we go into the draft room for the first of 2 mock drafts. So here's the compensation for Aaron Rodgers. We're going to get 2 2s and a 4. I think that's a pretty good compensation overall. I think there's been a lot of mixed in terms of what the Packers are going to get. I think that 4th might come potentially, with a condition of like playing in 2024, and that guarantee lands him another pick in the 2024 draft. And I think overall really solid. So let's start the draft here and see how things kind of turn out. We're going through it. It's been very difficult to land Smith and Jigba, and he goes right before every darn time. I think, did every tackle come off? No, not every tackle came off, and that's where we might go here. I'll take a peek on the board a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot here. Broderick Jones, I think, is a Packers type too, where, again, they need some offensive line help beyond 2023. Myles Murphy gets interesting here as well, a guy who's available. Darnell Wright, I think. So, obviously, we're leaning trenches, but I do think Lucas Van Ness is the selection here. No doubt about it. I think this is the type of player where you look at and you're like, I don't love the film. Didn't start a lot of games at Iowa. Like, what's with this? And it's like, okay, well, Iowa has taught their players, that explosion, the bull rush that's there with Van Ness. And I think there's a lot of room for growth. I think he's got a lot of power to him. He can defend the run really well. And I think, again, Van Ness is perfect for the Packers right here. Why? Because if you want Gary and Van Ness to be the long-term edge duo with Enagbare in the rotation, you have a player who needs to hone his game a little bit. You can obviously kick him inside and passing downs if you want to get to the quarterback. But like, he is like the quintessential Packer where it takes a little bit of time, but that development is worth it down the line. And for a team that's, again, in transition, I think it's the selection here at 15. So Broderick Jones and Myles Murphy came off real quick there. Darnell Wright to Baltimore is very interesting. Kincaid and them going at the end of the round. There goes Keely Ringo. There goes Hyatt. Okay. So I want to talk about this now. Let's look at the tight end position. I'm going to kind of pretend here. We're going to try to keep things a little realistic. I actually think Darnell Washington's going pretty high. I think he might be first or second tight end off the board. So I'm going to say not available here. Maybe we'll get to him when we talk about the fun mock for sure. I think that's something that we'll definitely keep an eye on. No doubt about it. But I have a feeling that they've got 2 options here, and I don't want the tight end run to be lost on them. They've got 2 picks here. I think we need to land one of them. So we're going to do just that right here, right now. I'm going to land Sam Laporta, and just did a video on him against Illinois. You want to check that out. It's going to be up here. Just really like the game that he puts on film. I think it's very strong across the board. I think you see the ability to win as a route runner, right? I think, again, good frame, can handle contact, got some slippery and some bowling ball qualities to him post-catch. And I think he's got the technique to play in line. So I would check that video out as well. Maybe once you're done with these mocks. Okay. Packers here at 45 up once again. So receivers intriguing. Sure, could they bend their thresholds for this? Maybe. We're talking, when Goody talked, he talked about, edge, tight end, and corner as really deep positions. So wouldn't shock me to see them go corner here. I don't know who's available. Let's take a look. Julius Brents is interesting. DJ Turner is very interesting. There's some guys down the list, though, who I think the Packers could definitely select. So, trying to think about where they would look here. Center gets interesting as well. I think if we went sensible, oh man. Okay, so Oh man, I think it might be a bear with me situation here, folks. Defensive interiors gets interesting too. Yeah, I have a feeling that. Okay, let's do the thing here. Got a video on this guy. You know, you want to check him out. I would. This is going to be way down the board, folks. Okay, I'm warning you right now. It's going to be way down the board. It's just the way things go. I think the hype train is rolling. Do we want to do that? I don't know. Let's do this instead. I got a video on this guy too, so it'll be up there on the screen, but back to back here. Let's go receiver here. Okay. We're going to go Cedric Tillman. I was going to talk about another guy. We're going to go Cedric Tillman. We'll get fun a little bit later on the next one. I think Tillman is a player who's going to go earlier again than maybe some people think. I think some people are on the train. I think he's going to be a top 64 guy, just depending on where he lands. I think Tillman brings you size. He brings you ball winning ability, press defeating type of player. He's adaptable, not tremendous speed, but also a really strong blocker. So I think like overall, you're getting a really good profile. Again, 1,000-yard season in the SEC. We're going to select Cedric Tillman at 45. Just didn't love the options everywhere else. I know you see Darnell Washington go there. Like I said, I'm not sure about him and Musgrave. There's a chance. The other player I was looking at there was Cody Mock. I think he could be potentially in play for them too. It's a tough one to read here. Okay. I've got the guy here. It's probably, again, going to be a little early. Did he go? Man. Keeps going earlier and earlier. No. I'm losing my mind. I think I'm losing my mind. Oh, no, he's here. He's here. Okay. So, what do the Packers need? You know, when we talk about the defensive line, we've added Van Ness, right? This is a pass rushing type. You know, he's going to be that big, strong edge. What do the Packers need? Packers need a guy in the middle, right? TJ Slayton, we like him for sure, no doubt about it. Like, this is a nice nose tackle. But if you want Clark and Devontae Wyatt to flank somebody that you're really excited about, I'm going to reach a little bit because I think this is kind of the area you're going to need to select him. But Jacqueline Roy here from LSU, really like the ability for him to play some nose, play some one tech, a lot of gap control, a lot of power, good pad level overall as a defender. I think he really can kind of anchor this defensive line in the middle, and it's going to free you up with all types of possibilities getting after the quarterback. You know, I think he can play a gap and a half or two gap, depending on how Barry sets things up for you. Right in front of me. But, yeah, I think that is a really strong fit. I was really going to try to add Riley Moss, folks, at 116, and he goes right before me. That's really unfortunate. Oh, man, where do we go here? We've gotten our tight end. You know, offensive line is going to be something where it's going to be in play. Oh, boy, we might want to do it this very second. Maybe not, though. Okay, so here's why I'm going to do this. And I think, again, safety, I think we're pressed with a lot of options there. I think corner, we're still pressed with some options down the line that get me excited. I kind of want to do the offensive line thing here, I think. I'm still perusing, but I'm going to make sure. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to go here. Just because I think the player makes a lot of sense. Maybe we take the corner here. Maybe we take the corner. Yeah, let's take the corner. I'm going to take him. Maryland, Jacorian Bennett. Maryland DB is heading to town. I do think the Packers are going to get corner. I'm mad that Riley Moss wasn't going to be the pick here. He was so close to being available. That was going to be the selection there. But I think Jacorian Bennett, he gives you size, he gives you some speed, and I think he plays really physical. This is the type of player that, you know, you're swinging on round 4 that's more in the vein of Eric Stokes that Packers swung on in round 1, obviously 2 seasons ago. But I think this is where we're going to go here. We're going to get more bodies in the DB room. We're not finished there just yet, but I think Jacorian Bennett, a really exciting player there for the Packers in the 4th round. So got a couple in the 5th here, and then we're going to have 4 picks at the end. I've got some ideas down the line of where we want to go. Let's see if we can get somebody that I like that's available at this point. Ooh, yeah, there's definitely one there. Okay, this is a no-doubter now that he's still available. I want to take Anthony Johnson Jr. from Iowa State. I think this is a really solid safety prospect, but I've got some options potentially, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to get the offensive line pick here. Nick Saldiveri from Old Dominion has played everywhere. He played a lot of positions, left tackle, left guard, right tackle down in Mobile. I think that versatility matters. So I'm going to get, again, a guy that the Packers like who's played tackle, who might offer some versatility. It makes a lot of sense. It's kind of their MO at the position. We're going to take Nick Saldiveri from Old Dominion right there at 149. Okay, board is moving. There's some options. I think there's a good chance that I'm not going to roll the dice. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, they brought this guy in, though, too. Guys, I think we might have to do the running back thing, which might cost us a little bit at safety because I think there's some players. Well, I'm not going to rule out anything just yet. Yeah, I'm going to do the thing. Let's do that here. Let's do the running back here. I think there are a few players that are going to fit the Packers a little bit, and I think this is going to be one of them. Again, A.J. Dillon. No extension just yet. We know the Packers have thrown a lot at running back in recent years. They're not afraid to keep taking them. They're not afraid to keep taking, guys that are on day 3. They obviously took Dillon the second, but they've shown some players who can hit. And Evan Hull, I'm going to take here at 170. I think you're getting a powerful player who's got some juice. Did well down in Mobile. Had a couple big games catching the football. I don't think he's necessarily the elite receiver or a really good receiver that people are touting him to be. He had 2 big games, really, but that ability is clearly there, and that's a good sign. But I think just a really tough runner, a big, strong player. It kind of really fits in their room right now at running back. So we're going to draft Evan Hull. Thing was spinning a lot because they're like, really? Are you sure? You sure you want to do that? You want to pick a running back? That's the PFF way. We know this. PFF's like, really, a running back? You wouldn't do that. Would you? We would. So a lot of picks before we come off the board here. Oh, Daniel Scott. That was the guy I really wanted. I knew it was going to have to take him or Evan Hull. I just think the Packers are going to get a running back, and we're kind of running out of players to take. Dang it. There was another safety I wanted right there. That stinks. And a receiver. We lost out on a lot. Oh, wow. Okay, well, this makes it easy. Anthony Johnson Jr., safety, Ohio State. You are a Green Bay Packer in round 7. I don't know how that happened. We'd love to see that, though. Okay, right back on the clock. So we've got a safety. That's great. We get the running back that I wanted to grab as well. It gets interesting now, but I think linebacker's probably going to end up being one of these selections. And, it's just kind of where you want to go with it. Yeah, there's that. There's Jeremy Banks. I think could be a player that I'd like there. Mikel Jones. I don't think I'm sold necessarily on any of those guys. Let's check wide receiver again. I think there's still some room there to add another name later in this draft. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some guys. Okay. We're definitely going to add this guy. Some people's favorite sleeper. We're going to take Granted Bose from Charlotte. Let's do that. Let's take him. I like that for sure. D. Winters comes off. That was kind of the guy I was thinking of. Oh, man. They've kind of gone. This is where I'm like, the double down. Where do we want to go? Could double down at edge. I just feel like there's a lot of edges in the room right now in Green Bay. I don't think they're going to double down necessarily. I don't think they're going to double down at corner, although Corey Trice has, some hybrid, a little bit of hybrid feel to him, corner or safety. I think that could be the double down at corner, perhaps. Oh, man. And now it's just a question of Marte Mapu from Sacramento State. Is he going to play linebacker, right? He feels like he's a little bit more Tariq Carpenter type mold where it's like, he's safety, but he's a linebacker. We're going to go Mikel Jones here from Syracuse. Let's add up, get some special teams help in the building, add some linebacker depth. I don't love it. It was impossibly difficult to not take Trice there. But if he's available, okay. So guys, like I want to take the kicker here. I want to take Jake Moody. I want to take Ryland. But if they're not going to go, let's grab Corey Trice here. I know it's a lot of overkill at defensive back. We've added 2 of them. You know, I still feel like Ja'Cory Bennett, Anthony Johnson, and you add Corey Trice, who can potentially play both. I'm going to do that here. I know. No. Oh, actually, no. We're going to double down at tight end. Never mind. We're doubling down at tight end. Absolutely. Yeah, we're absolutely doing this. Okay, we're going to grab Noah Gindorf here at the end of this. I would like to take Corey Trice, but I think we've done the DB double down. Let's double down tight end because it needs to get better. Gindorf is a huge player. Huge. Big dude who I think is going to play inline immediately, and that gives you the opportunity to give Laporta more reps as a receiver. So let's grab Gindorf there at the end of the round. And, yeah, I'm guessing the grades aren't going to be elite here. Yeah, they didn't really love a lot of this day 2 value. They didn't like the Evan Hull pick very much. I really want to get Riley Moss. But, again, Van Ness, Laporta, Tillman, Roy, Bennett, Saldiveri, Hull, Johnson, Dubose, Jones, and Gindorf. I think it's really good. Wow, look at that. Packers doing good things on day 3. Who would have thought? So, but I think you get 2 good players at the top here. I like Tillman clearly more than PFF does, but there you go. That's the first mock draft. This is something that I could see where you look at, there's still trench help. You're getting weapons for Love. You're helping the defensive line and the interior, and you're adding defensive backs. You're doubling down at tight end. All right. Let's flip gears here, and we'll go to the fun mock draft where I kind of let it loose a little bit. All right, guys, here we go with the fun mock draft. It's going to get crazy. Definitely want to kind of just, again, change it up. We're going to change it up a little bit. Compensation, we're just going to go 2 2s. We're going to leave the 4 out, make it a little bit more reasonable. But that's the last time we'd be reasonable here, okay? Last time we're being reasonable. JSN being there would have been awesome. That would have been really sick. We're not going to do that, though. Okay. How reasonable do we want to go early? That is the question, isn't it? I have my thoughts here early. Skoronski still on the board is hilarious. It's hilarious. And it's just not a Packer selection. The arm length is not great. But, like, can you imagine Skoronski and Jenkins on the inside? Yeah. Me too. Oh, I want to get absolutely absurd here. We're not taking Bijan. Don't worry. We're not going to get that crazy. No, we're going to go crazy. We're sticking with crazy. I'm not going to even take Darnold Wright. I'm not going to take Trenches. I'm not going to do that. Skoronski's on the board. I'm not even going to take him. We're going premium position. 15, we're going Deonte Banks. Great size, great speed, great press ability. The physicality he plays with throughout the stem. Ball skills are not quite there. He relinquishes some opportunity, but like overall, like I'm really impressed with him as a corner. He's my corner 3. Again, Stokes uncertainty. Rasul Douglas, is he going to shift positions? Like Darnell Savage in the slot, that might not last that much longer. So I think we're going to go the route of, okay, well, you know, we're gonna figure out what's going to happen in that secondary when we've got Jair Alexander and Deonte Banks holding it down on the defense. Okay. Picks 43 and 45. Well, we've got some great news, folks. The Packers met with Mr. Will McDonald, the 4th, and while he's a little bit undersized, and not what the Packers really covet at edge rusher, I don't care. We're going to take him at pick 43. I'm not even going to know. Like, I don't even know what Atlanta picked at 8. They picked a corner, which means, oh, they want him so bad. They wish they could pick here, but they can't. Will McDonald has incredible movement skills on the outside, the ability to threaten the outside track. He's got just incredible toolbox of rush moves, right? He's talked about like he's going to figure out how to beat you no matter what. Again, he's undersized. This isn't what the Packers normally do. That's okay. Edge is important. We're going to take Will McDonald and hope that, all right, cool. Oh, we'd love to see this, folks. Folks, Darnell Washington's here. But we're going to do the next sensible thing here. I'm going to say he's not on the board at 45. We're going to pick Sam Laporta again. But again, I just really like what I've seen from Laporta, and I just feel like He's the type of receiving tight end who I think can also play inline that's going to help out Jordan Love immediately. So we're going to take Laporta at 45. It's a little bit later than we selected him last time, but still got him there. I'm just waiting for my guy to be available at 78. You know it. You know where we're going. If you don't know where we're going, because we haven't selected receiver yet, can't help you. This is where we're going. I know it's further down the board than maybe you'd like to see him be, but listen, Jonathan Mingo, folks, Mississippi wide receiver, 6'1 3/4, 220, big guy, healthy receiver, as Ben Solak of The Ringer would say. I really like him. I've got a video up on him as well that's going to be up there that you guys could click on as well in the film room, just looking at his game. Got a lot of size. You know, he's going to bully people at the catch point. You know, he's going to be tough to bring down after the catch. He's got good speed as well. You know, threaten vertically, win after the catch. But he's working on the nuances of playing receiver. There's flashes of really good route running and understanding how to manipulate defenders. The flashes are there. His hands got a lot better. This is a no-brainer at 78. We're taking Jonathan Mingo. Okay, so we've got our edge. We've got corner. We've got tight end and receiver. Where are we going to go next? Boy, I don't even know where we're going next, but it's going to be a heck of a ride. Okay, so we've talked about needing tackle. But I'm going to take it a step further. Let's think about this. John Runyon was a 2020 draft pick. This is his last year potentially. Let's get a bully in Zavala, who I know can people move. Pretty good movement skills. Let's pair him up with Elton Jenkins. Let's help Josh Myers at center. Let's get crazy. We're taking a guard in the 4th. Chandler Zavala. Let's ride. Okay. I've got options here, and I know where I think I'm going. Okay. We're definitely taking a running back. We're not going to take Hull. We're going to take one of my favorites. I think I really wanted to take him at 116, but it felt like we needed to be sensible. Just a little bit sensible. All right, I'm going to take somebody who I think can be a factor in the passing game and can spell a little bit. He's not the biggest guy. He's not A.J. Dillon. But he's a player I really like as a receiving back, somebody who's going to help out with things. We're going to go Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. There's not a lot in the tank, or not a lot of tread in the tires necessarily for him, which is nice. You know, you're getting a player who, you know, hasn't had that wear and tear necessarily just yet, and you're going to get him in a room where he doesn't have to have a lot of wear and tear in Green Bay either. And I really like that addition. Yeah, I've got some options here. And defensive interior is potentially one of them. It's not. We're not going to get somebody here. I'm going to grab the safety now. Not going to grab Anthony Johnson Jr. Going to grab a guy I really like who's got special teams experience for 1. And for 2, tested really well as a great athlete. And for 3, the film's pretty darn good. And the Senior Bowl tape was even better. Guy who finds the football well and can stick in coverage. But also, again, a guy I think who could be a field general at safety. Daniel Scott, California. We're taking him at 170. No doubt. We feel great about where we're at. We got 4 picks left. None of those 4 will be a kicker. I'm running the show right now. We're not taking no kicker. It's not happening. So what are we going to pick with four selections here? Well, a lot of that's going to be determined by what's on the board for sure. Oh, man. Okay, folks. We're going to need some help behind Jordan Love. And a lot of you think I'm going to take Stetson Bennett. That's false. I won't be taking him. That is a given. I'm not going to take Bennett. I'm gonna take Blake Whiteheart from Wake Forest. I think he's a pretty solid sleeper at tight end. We're gonna double up at tight end. So let's grab Blake Whiteheart right there. I kind of want to double up at receiver. I don't know who's here. Definitely not. We're not taking Dubose again. There's definitely some guys that I would throw a good look at. Maybe not as much. Not as much as I thought. That's for sure. Not as much as I thought. Do we want a dude who's gonna run the trenches? I think we kind of do want a guy who's gonna run the trenches. So let's get Mustafa from Penn State, who down here, who can be that guy who can play a little bit of nose. We're gonna get him later in the draft. I think there's a decent steal there as well. I'm a big proponent of offensive line. What can I say? We haven't doubled up just yet, and I want to. So we're going to do that instead. I can't take a quarterback on you guys. That's not as fun. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. Let's take John Ojukwu from Boise State. Got a lot of snaps. He's a seasoned veteran, basically, out there in Boise State. I like it. It helps fill the tackle need. Like I said, we didn't draft one. We drafted Zavala, so we're not getting a lot of tackle experience in the room. We need to get some. Let's draft Ojukwu there at 242. I love the value. So let's find some more value here late. We drafted the running back. Otherwise, I would draft Mo Ibrahim right here. I'm not going to draft 2 running backs. It's not going to happen. Oh, man. Oh, don't tempt me with a good time. Derek Parrish, edge rusher from Houston, turned probably potentially a fullback. That sounds like a fun thing to do, no doubt. We drafted the safety, but we didn't double up at corner, and I think there's a chance that that happens. We didn't double up at edge either. We got an interior. Let's double dip at corner. I'm going to finish this up with Alex Austin, cornerback, Oregon State. There you have it. There you have your draft here, folks. This is a good one, a little bit wilder, but I think we got some value, and that's what I like to see. I knew the Mango pick was going to be an F. I can't be concerned about it. Banks and Will McDonald and Sam Laporta to start this draft out? Heck yes. McDonald doesn't fit. That's the fun part. Corner at 15. That's the fun part. Mingo earlier. We get a bully in Zavala. Get a great receiving back in McIntosh. Really like that. Daniel Scott, good safety, special teams. Blake Whiteheart, Mustafa Ojukwu, and Alex Austin. There you go. 2 mocks. Sensible and a little bit fun as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Back-to-back mock drafts, battling mock drafts. Let me know which one you liked better. Let me know, thoughts on what you'd like to pick. If you're running the show, let me know what you think the Packers will pick at 15. Throw a like down there. Subscribe if you're new. We're close to 1,000 right before draft time. Hope you guys will help me get there. I'll catch you guys in the next video, though. Farewell.